Hey there, boys and girls of YouTube world. You guys picked it, so let's rip into this 1960 Ford Ranch Wagon. So if I was a betting man, I would not have thought that you guys would have guessed to drag this thing of all the stuff over there. I mean, I don't have a lot of good stuff, but really? A 60 Ford wagon. I guess because it's weird, and I'm weird. All you guys are weird. But you don't see many. You're not going to park next to another one. Kind of like a Studebaker. So, let's get after it. So I bought this car out of a junkyard, I guess you'd call it. They had about 300 cars that we got a few out of. Same place that the 60 Impala come from. The 64 Impala. And the K5 Blazers come from there.
Is that beaver pelt? Oh! Yeah, it smells like beaver. Hot. Hot.
Anywho, it's got 80 tags on it, but I can see an 82 decal over here in the corner. So, means it's been sitting for 38-ish years, which makes sense because the son of the gal that I bought it from, he said he remembers this car sitting there his whole life, and he's in his late 30s, early 40s, I'd say. So, we'll put some pictures in of how it sat when I got it. This thing was a real bugger to load. When I did load it, I tore that control arm off thanks to my 12,000 pound winch that was doubled up. Went on eBay, got a new lower control arm. So like I said, this is a 1960 Ford Ranch Wagon. It's got a little 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the tree. It's either a 170 or a 223, I believe. But you could have got these with a Y block, so like a 292 V8 as well. The FE didn't come out until a little bit later, but 390 would be cool in one of these. So this is the first year of this kind of body style. Everybody groups them together like the 60 to 64 cars. These things are super wide. Somebody commented in the video of the walk around that these things were like got in trouble by the National Highway and Safety Administration, something or other, because they were so wide. I don't know if there's any truth behind it. Looks like that bumper's got a little hooey in it. We could probably tweak that out. Little whiskey dent in that fender. Door's got a pretty good whammo in it. But I think we can unplunger dent that. Ranch wagon, I think, is pretty low on the trim package. Hence the 6-cylinder 3-speed. Probably not going to find much for options on this car when we tear into it. I did have to do the old Mortskerepair modification to get the brakes to roll, so we're probably going to need some brake parts. Good news is, I think the front brakes are the same as a 63.5 Galaxy, which I also have, which I converted to disc brakes, which I believe I saved the front brake stuff, so we should have front brakes. Probably still gonna need a master. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We don't know if this thing's even gonna run. Yeah, green, white top. I'm guessing I think they all had that trim package right there, because I think somebody was telling me that there's a seam weld that goes on that quarter panel, and that trim covers that. Ranch wagon. I think we'll call it the Ranch Wagon, because she's a bit chewy. Speaking of chewy, that there rocker panel, she's a bit chewy. This window, I think, is there, but it's been down for a while. So I'm sure that floorboard's real good. Hey, there's the armrest. I don't know what that is. Part of the seat, though, apparently. It's got a seat belt. Maybe it's out of another car. Headliner. That's going to need a little work. Does have heat and AM radio. It's got a chrome gas pedal down there. Hey, what are these? Oh, yeah, those are mine. Hey! August Miller and Joel Rindy. 1982. That was the last year, according to the plates. There's 1970. Wow, everybody kept all the old registrations in the cars that I got out of that place. There's a 71. August Miller and Joel Rindy. $16.50 to register this sucker in 1969. Pretty neat.
How neat is that?
Hey, wow, we're missing the key. Look what I found. That's pretty handy. We should close that to try to preserve those. Wonder if those guys are still alive. We'll have to look them up. Oh, the floor. Oh, ain't too bad. I did notice a hole over there when I was steering it in here. Needs a windshield. Why is this window? Oh, that's why it's down. Must be something unhooked or stripped. Let's put this key in there before I lose it. I think gotta do some work on the door latch on this side. It's got the one mirror option. Well, two if you count that one. Ford, they were silly, put the keys upside down, right? I might have to put some lube in there. It was serviced by the Phillips 66 Corp. How many miles? 79,000. Judging by the brake pedal, I would say it's 79 and not 179. Yeah, there's the floorboards I was telling you guys about. We'll just put a license plate over that, call it good. Does not look like it was an overdrive car. That's a pretty hideous steering wheel. The torch, that's another story that kind of didn't come with the car, but it's in the car. Did the kids smoke? Nope. What else is back here? A little Havoline 10W40. I'm not sure. I think we had to strap this down. I think a little patchwork has been done there. It's got the big fuel filler, so it's a diesel version where you got to put the def in there. It's got the tow package. I did notice when I was picking it up and shoving it in here that it's got overload springs. Looks like it was sold in Carrington at one time. I'm guessing, being the cheap model, it probably is not a 9-passenger. Got a whammy back there. Backing up is hard, especially on the passenger side. Oh, the seat does fold down. Ugh, that has not been open in a while. Yep, that was mine too. Oh, it's got the optional forward cruise control button. Ugh. Remind me to put some Zeppum on them doors. And to roll that window up. Oh. And to fix that dent. Oh, looks like we need a wing window too. We'll just put a matchbook in there. That'll keep it from whistling. That's what Dad always did. It's got stockish wiper blade, and then it's got the go fast one on this side. So even when you're drafting behind Earnhardt, it gets enough wind under there to really sucker to the windshield. So when you're doing Mach 9, it keeps them clean. I wonder if that's hail damage. Let's get underneath and check out the power plant. Oh, both the park lights are busted out. I'm scraping that door too, but that might push out. Bumper's tweaked down on this side. Must have been some body work done here. Oh yeah, you can see where they ran the screws in and pulled her out. Mudded her up a bit. Pretty much all that green paint's baked off on the top side. She's seen some sun. I think there was like some cool little sights they put on there. And that's probably why they ran into everything, because those were broken and they couldn't really line up at the garage door and just taco her right in there. Let's get underneath, check out the power. That is a pretty neat grill they got going on there. How neat is that?
That's pretty neat.
I did notice the hood hinges on this thing. Look at how they're just kind of inset, tucked behind the firewall. Real nice and clean. That's about the only clean thing we got going under here. Looks like we're missing all but 2 of the plug wires. Missing a coil, missing a carburetor. It's a Ford though. That's good. It's got the big battery tray. It's a padded battery tray. and it's a rotten inner fender because of said battery. It doesn't have a flex hose, so I like that. Ford and their reservoir radiator hose thermostat housing conglomeration, that left a lot to be desired. You can see my new control arm down there. Oh boy. Yeah, without a carb on it. I mean, at least the air cleaner's there. Oh, and it's over full, so I mean the hood was on it, but I'm sure at some point the hood got left up. So we'll have to see what we can find for a carburetor, if it'll turn over. There's no generator. Did have the block heater, so she's a hybrid option. Looks like the rabbits chewed it off though, so we're gonna not want to plug that in. Dual horns. Voltage regulator is missing as well. So it was definitely sitting in a junkyard for 40 years. All the parts robbed off it. Fuel pump's there. I guess we'll get a wrench, see if we can get it turning over. Again, I'm guessing this is a 223. Let me know what you think it is. It's a Ford overhead valve 6. We can all agree on that. No power brakes, no power steering. I think heat and a radio were about the only options these guys got. Some Ford fanatic probably knows exactly what everybody got. All right, I'm grabbing a wrench. Looks like it's a 13/16, because Ford does weird things. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, let's go to the other side. Maybe there's more room behind the Ford reservoir. Oh, I never noticed that the water pump is offset from the crankshaft. Oh boy. To heck with that, let's just throw a battery in and see what happens. You know, ground to the engine, just ground right to the inner fender. Good work. Take our wrench off there just in case it does turn over. Get the friendly no friend loser button out here. Well, there is a cable going to the starter, so. But we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hey. I just cleaned those. Starter bendix isn't engaging. Just gotta talk to it a little bit. Can you hear me? How about now? I don't know if that helps or feels good. I guess we'll pull the starter off. Off to a good start. That's a knee slapper. Still don't even know if it's gonna turn over. Not looking good. Oh, that's a good handkerchief. I'm gonna keep that. Or is it a bandana? Or is it a mask? It's all of the above. That right there. Coolant? Yeah, right. Hello?
Hello!
Nope. Nobody's home. At least it's easy to get at. Just kidding. The bottom bolt kind of sucks. No, don't make me crawl in there. There you go. Oh, I just heard it snap. Looks like the starter bendix is a little bit rusty on this one, similar to what we saw on that orange 52 Chevy grain truck, so that's probably why it's not engaging. How much of a mouse nest is there in the clutch in this one? Oh yeah. How did they get in there? And I suppose we'll try to tailgate to do a starter overhaul like I did last time. I'm not really sure how these Fords work. So let's put some Zep on it. go. I think. I don't know what kind of sorcery causes this thing to work, but just put it on there, it'll fix itself. Why doesn't it go back? When all else fails, just hit it. Whatever, it's going back on. I've been everywhere, man, across the desert air, man. Maybe I just got a weird station wagon crew that follow the channel. You know, everybody likes the 59 Plymouth wagon, and now we got a 60 Ford. All right. Slingshot engaged.
Slingshot engaged.
I feel like I was doing that before. What did we do? Wiggle the cables? Oh no, it's trying to move the pulley on the front of the engine. It's stuck. Who would have thought? I mean, why would we buy something that wasn't stuck? Well, spark plug time. It's a nice little tool tray they got on top of the radiator though. They did that right. Oh, weird. Rust on the end of the spark plug. That's a good spot for it to be rusty. What do we got? Oh, Motorcraft. Keep your Ford all Ford. That Fram PH8A filter. That's probably what's giving us the issue. What do we see behind the hole? I can see the top of the piston. A little rust around the cylinder wall. Same there. Oh, that one's way down there. I don't see any standing water, so I mean that's better than most of the flatheads I work on. That's water. And that's just the water rust. Oh yeah. This should be easy peasy. We'll even put some lube in there just for the guys that always yell at me for never lubricating the cylinders. I think these have an inspection cover on the bottom of the transmission, so I'm gonna jack the car up, put stands under it, then go underneath, pull that inspection cover off, eat a bunch of rodent fecal matter and insulation, cardboard, seat cushion, you know, maybe some 20-year-old grass clippings, and then we're gonna get it loose from the bottom side. If all else fails, I'll put this on the flywheel. That'll make it turn. Oh boy. Hopefully that's, nope, that's more than scale. Oh yeah, that's carpet. Frame seems solid enough that, alright, let's quit looking before I get angry. Decide it's not worth working on. Oh yeah, make two of them a different size. Good call, Ford. Good call. Oh no. Oh, I gotta show you guys this. Whew. Doesn't look bad, right? So there's where the inspection cover was. That's a little bit of inspection cover probably left up there. And a whole lot of mouse house. All the mouse matter that I've been around and the hantavirus hasn't got me. I'm clearly immune to it. Other than the rust and the mouse. How do they get in? Oh, they come through the clutch fork hole over there. So now one-handed Mortske smashes himself in the face. So that's why you push the other way. So you just smash your face into something else and you guys don't get to see it. Oh boy. So what can we pry on? Why can't they make this like straight with the world so you can pry? Maybe we can get a bar in between the ring gear and the bell housing there. Hey, did we bring a bar down here? How about the one I was cleaning all that garbage out with? Found it. It's wiggling. All right, I'm gonna have to let you guys go for a bit. I need both hands. Well, since we're under here, there's the driver's floor pan. Looks like that was maybe even patched before they parked it. This thing was right in the dirt. That's the carpet in the back. That side isn't quite as bad. Where's the muffler? Must be way in the back. Hope it's not on there. How sweet would it be to have this thing straight piped? Oh yeah. There's some more rot there. She needs floors. Can you buy 60 ranch wagon floors on the interwebs? It's got a 9-inch. Oh, overload springs. Perfect. Fuel tank isn't rotted. That's a big son of a gun too. Not rotted through. All right, let's get an engine loose. Enough of this gabbering. Soggy rocker bottom, boys. Oh, we could have probably had this engine on. The V8 halfway swapped in by now. What kind of V8 would you put in here? I'd put an FE in it. 352, 390. Let's go right to the big dog. Oh my goodness. Oh! I feel like I'm gonna break a tooth through the bell housing. Not going. Oh, I don't know what to tell you kids. She is tight.
Yes, you are tight like a tiger.
Alright, sprayed some more Zep in there. Let it soak for about a half a beer. Should go now, right? This thing's from Snap-on. They'll warranty that if I put a cheater pipe on it, I bet. When your Chinese floor jack fails, I always save the old handle. They make good cheaters. Yeah, not enough room. Just grab a tooth. There you go. Come on. Come on now.
Hurry up, meow.
You know you want it. There we go. There we go. Now she's gonna turn. Don't worry, tooth is still on the ring gear. Somehow. Well, I think we got nothing to lose. Let's try the 1/2-inch bolt in the clutch tray. So there's, I don't know, 9 holes in the back of the clutch for I don't know what. Lightning for the horsepower. Whatever. What I'm going to try to do is, they're not threaded, they're just blind holes. Stick these bolts in there and then try to get my bar in between them and just tweak her on over. If I screw the clutch up, it can't be any worse than what 5-hole already did to it. Oh man, the park brake cable even rotted off. Don't have to worry about cutting that. Not working. Well, we can't leave it soak overnight because We gotta get this done or we're gonna lose the shop. Where's our hammer? What if we wham the old fire stick down the hole there? It can't hurt. Could burn the whole car down, which also wouldn't hurt. Underneath while she's hot. Get him mother hot! Let's go, kids. Turn. Oh yeah, it's gonna go. Definitely. Just kidding. Different bar. Hot potato! You know you want it. Come on now. Oh. We break it? Don't worry, snap on. Gotcha. Nothing's on fire, so I guess we did alright in that aspect. Ow! That's gonna leave him work. I need a beer. Oh yeah, that one's still burning. How neat is that?
How neat is that?
Ah! Woo! Why does it do that? Why would that cylinder be tied to that cylinder? Exhausts are both open? Which one was that? That one? That was interesting. Y'all ever seen that before? Still got both my eyes. Almost lost some of the Ram truck video.
Oh!
We're about out of Zeppelin. Let's just let that set in a while. Enjoy a beverage. Try to figure out what we're gonna do next. So this thing's been sitting outside, curing, soaking, whatever you want to call it, for, I don't know, 5 months? At least 4 months. See if it'll turn over now. I got a feeling it's not, and we're gonna have to find an engine, but everybody says you gotta soak them. The thing I don't like about soaking is it takes forever, and if you soak it and then it turns, is it really gonna be any good anyway? As opposed to just cracking it dry like I usually do, and they usually don't work unless they're a small block Chevy and those things just don't want to die. Anyhow, see what we got. Plus I got like a 13mm gear wrench on the front of this crankshaft that I've been missing for 4 months. Hey! Found it. You suppose it magically freed itself, though? Nope. Cylinders don't even look that rusty. Okay, that back one is. She's a little swampy. Maybe I'll put a little Marvel in there. Jack it up in the air. Pry on it a bit. See what we get. So I just put this thing back down on the ground. Didn't film any of it, but I had a 3-foot bar on the ring gear, on the clutch, everywhere I could get, and this thing is just not budging. So I guess I could pull the head off and see what's going on inside the cylinders and smack on them with a wood block and heat them up in there. But then, you know, it depends on what a guy wants to do with this thing. I'm sure those rings are going to be shot. You're going to need a gasket set. It's missing the carburetor. It's missing the coil and the wires and generator, a bunch of stuff like that. So, and then I just don't have any faith in that engine. So I don't want to do a bunch of looking for parts and spending money on new parts to a piece of crap. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to kick this one outside for now and think about it, maybe cut our losses. I guess if you want to buy this thing, I'll list the price in the description down below. So if it's sold, it'll say sold. If not, it'll say it's available. And I think we'll just keep looking for an engine. Might have a line on a different 6-cylinder. So this is, I think, like a 223 or a 240, something like that. I think it's a 223. And I was hoping we could swap the engine out of the $50 Ford. Check that video out, because that thing ran really good. And I think that's like a 240 in that one. I'm going to steal my gear wrench, ratcheting 3/16 wrench back, put that in the toolbox that I haven't had for 4 months. But yeah, you can see, I think the engine mounts are up there on the 240, 300, 200s, whatever. They're back here on this one. Bell housing's different. I do have a bell housing, but then by the time you adapt it, fix the clutch or find the right clutch or whatever. But the biggest thing is, you know, you got your linkage all here for your carburetor, which is kind of screwy on a 6-cylinder anyway, but then if you move it to the other side, it gets even screwier. And then the exhaust is on this side, which, you know, then you can't use a stock bend card, so I can't have Boom Tube Brian bend me up some stock exhaust or a 60 Ford wagon. So that's the 215, 223 trash. And here's the 240 out of that $50 Ford. Still got the OJ glove in there sealing up that valve cover. I'm sure it's real good inside of there. You can see the distributor's on the other side. Carburetor and exhaust is on the opposite side. Bell housing's different. I guess the motor mounts are pretty close to where the old ones were on that other engine. Generator turns into alternator on this side, which that's a fine upgrade, but yeah, just not worth the swapping. I mean, I thought about it, clearly, because we're to the point where got that one pulled out and it's on a pallet, but we'll just have to find a new home for that one. Man, we better polish up the rust on that chrome air cleaner. Good stuff. I'm gonna go through all that work of changing all that stuff over. I'd just soon put a V8 in it, you know, a Chevy, you know, just to piss you guys off. But a Y block would be great, but we only got one good Y block around here, and that one's spoken for. And I actually did pretty good. I parted out that 215 out of that 53 Ford F100, stripped it all down, and got a fair amount of money for odds and ends. Like, I think even the rocker shaft and the rods, a lot of that stuff, timing cover, a bunch of that stuff sold on eBay. Got a few bucks out of it, so there is guys looking for parts for these things. So I mean, they're definitely not going to scrap it. We'll pull it out so we can't get some sandwich money out of it. Keep looking for a good one, because I mean, this thing needs to be rebuilt, and I'm not going to rebuild it because if I'm going to throw that kind of money in it, we'll just put a V8 in it. And this car is soft. The floors are really soft in this thing, so it needs floors, it needs tires, it needs brakes. These Fords, they just don't want to run like a GM does. You can't just throw a battery in it and clean the points and a boat tank and take off down the road and maybe bleed the brakes. I think we're going to wrap this one here. I could pull the head off, show you guys what's going on in there, but it really doesn't look that bad. I think it's just enough friction to seize it up in there. And if I pull it apart, then it just decreases the value even more to me. Like when somebody sells me a basket case of a car where the fenders are really nice and this and that, but it's all in a million pieces, it just seems like a headache to me. I'd rather buy a rough car that's complete because it's all where it needs to be. So on that note, I think we'll close up the hood, put her back in skid row, start looking for an engine and drag the next one in here. Just can't win them all, as Puddin says. Remember, it's better to get it done as long as you're having fun. Duff, are you outside having fun rolling in something dead right now? Well, at least we didn't get attached to it.